Alright, so we're going to the final area for the Shield of Palamedes, which is the Forgotten Gate, which is located over there. But in order to get there, you have to cross the bridge. Yes, there's a bridge to cross, and it's all the way in the north. It's past the wheat field. Yeah, I'll get there. Hang on. But basically, I thought you had to jump up there using a leaper potion, which would actually be a shortcut, but no. You just have to kind of walk there and then jump there. So, yeah. Wait. Is that a boss? It is! Hey, man! Hit me! Come on. I said hit me, and I proceeded to dodge him. Cool. Thanks for the stuff. Now to just keep going. When the music changed, I didn't think that I'd be fighting a straw father, but, yeah. But it's alright. I don't really need to go against these guys, though. It's basically past the hut where you went to do the alchemy quest. Yeah, see, here's the bridge. This is the one time I don't go exploring enough, and this is how I end up finding these things. But it's alright. There's a druidic shrine that I need to go visit first. And this. Druidic shrine. Make an offering. Give a bear claw. I got thunderstorm. Cool. Okay. Let's go ahead and touch this. Alright, let's go in. Training grounds? Oh no, it's this guy again. You know what? Have at me, Four Dweller Knight. Oh, he's got a ton of health. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. Where is it? Okay, so we have the rejuvenation potions. Oh, we're going to drink the rabbit juice. And then we're going to drink the swift hands, swift steps, bloodsucker potion, loving witch brew, and that should be about it. Alright, man. Thanks, bud. Weird prism? What's that? Restores 100 health, restores 100 mana, restores a small portion of King's soul. I don't think I want that. Alright. So we'll just touch. A fragment of the memory of a beloved child. Gather a memory shard. Memory shards too. Okay. Let's go in here then. Oh, it's... Did I just get hurt? But oh yeah, potions must be wearing out. It's this guy again.
We meet again, Lost Prince. I was mistaken about our previous encounter. I erred in thinking I had unraveled what the Pale Lady had planned for the both of us. But I should have known better than to presume or anticipate the moves of someone as shrewd as her.
You seem more weary than last time.
I am tired, Prince. I am so terribly tired. I feel burned out. I can't weave anymore. I don't want to. Never imagined that such a moment could come. Oh, what a truly sorrowful thing. To accept that all things must finally fade.
Why did you presume wrong?
You meeting me? As I mentioned upon your first visit, I thought it was just a coincidence. A fortunate weave of various events that, under a different alignment of stars and smaller choices, would never have come to pass. However, it turns out that I was meant to fulfill a specific role, and it was not to weave new life as I once believed.
So what was your role?
To weave bridges between you and her despair. Bridges that would allow you to gather the memory shards. She used me, yet I cannot even bring myself to be angry with her. I see now that she seeks to restore the bonds that once were, before her world shattered and fell into ruin.
Can you tell me more about the despair of the Pale Lady?
The pain of a mother who has lost her child, it is difficult to comprehend, especially for us. For centuries, we never had to face loss, and then only by gazing upon you humans, we had to deal with the idea of death. To live in a world in which everything has to die, such a horrible and terrifying thing.
You say you're not angry despite the fact that she used you.
Her desire was to bring her son back. I understand that, but can't really empathize with it. Understanding others has always been the strength of humankind. And anger? I'm not sure. For now, I just want peace. I don't want the weirdness. I don't want to weave. I don't want to feel.
What does she mean? Why does she want me to gather those shards?
She hopes that by restoring her son's memory, she will finally bring him back. The Pale Lady wants to put you on a proper path. Yet she does not realize how daunting and impossible this challenge truly is. But those driven by despair rarely measure their actions with reason.
What do you mean by to weave bridges?
Places like this one, or the one where we met before, were chosen by the Pale Lady for a reason. On their own, they're nothing more than aberrations twisted by the weirdness. To bridge your reality and ours, someone had to weave the passages. That someone was me. In both instances, I believed all my efforts were aimed at weaving a new Fordweller, for the first time in centuries. But the truth was far from that.
How is this place different from the one where we last met?
The Archspire was a bridge to the place where her son was born. In that cave, I wove the prints from the threads of the weirdness granted to me by the Pale Lady. They were resonating with great desire. It seems the place we stand in now was marked as the place where I had to create the next passage.
You weren't able to weave a new Fordweller for centuries? Why?
Since we lost the war against your kind, we retreated to Tuathan, severing ourselves from the rest of Avalon. All the while, the weirdness has continued to change. It has grown wilder, more untamed, and far harder to control, even for us. For centuries, places like this seemed lifeless, stripped of their potential. And then the spark began to return. It was then that I resumed my work.
I spoke to Kai, the prophet. She told me about the bleeding heart of the plague.
So it is true. I suspected that gazing upon the homelands by the Pale Lady and her son could not occur without disruptions. The knot grew tight.
Yep. Yeah, tighter and tighter. Orders that should never intertwine became irreversibly entangled. Because apparently it cut out. So, what will I find further?
I did not dare to peer beyond my lost prince. I feel that what lies ahead is bound to a profoundly intimate and ineffably personal aspect of the Pale Lady. It is between you and her.
Leave.
Prince, it is time to go. Leave me behind. I played my role in this spectacle. Hopefully that will grant me freedom. Farewell.
Oh. Okay.
There's no greater joy than watching how a son, born of desire, grows. There's no greater despair than watching how a son, born of one's own thought, perishes.
Okay. This is, truly something. I kind of wonder if there's anything in the water, but, really don't want to.
And
Hey.
now you stand here, hidden deep within. And even I cannot fathom what my heart feels. Still torn, for you are not wholly him, my son, my prince of Tuathan. Yet there is a flicker of joy within me, for you carry the soul of an Arthur, whose life was chosen for my son. This means the fragments of memory I gathered and kept safe may be saved.
What is this place?
The heart, bleeding and plagued, a fragment of me, of my despair, accidentally brought into existence upon the homelands. My tears seeped into your soil, birthing a terror that became inseparably bound to your kind. The specter, the Red Death.
So you created the plague.
Unintentionally. I could not have foreseen what such an entanglement of our realities would bring. I could not have known the depths of pain wrought by the loss of a beloved child. When it started to spread, I couldn't find a way to stop it. I am so terribly sorry.
Can the plague be stopped?
Arthur believed that abandoning the homelands would stop the plague. The Red Church committed truly horrific acts in their desperate attempt to halt the blight. Yet, no matter what you humans do, the plague will always return. It's like a curse cast upon your kind. And so, you will drown in my tears.
What do you want?
I want my son back. You walk your own path, yet you will be faced with choices. I hope that, among them, you will find a way to bring my son back. However, I cannot impose my will upon you. It took me a long time to understand that not everything should be demanded by force.
Is there any chance to bring your son back?
I believe so. And you are already working tirelessly toward this, whether you realize it or not. Since my son's fate became entwined with that of Arthur, the King of Mortals, it is necessary to reconstruct the soul of the ruler whose essence you carry within your heart. You will also need the fragments of my son's memory, the ones I so carefully concealed for you to find. Beyond that, the Weaver may possess something helpful. His life-giving spindle. It may prove invaluable when the final trial comes. If you manage to find him, take it.
Where could I find the Weaver?
He is no longer bound by the places I created for him, where he could work in peace. I have a feeling he may have returned to his workshop, deep within the Forlorn Swords.
I want an explanation. Arthur, you, your son, how's everything connected?
It is a tale about the Prince of the Four Dwellers, who unexpectedly became the king of humankind. Arthur. We are connected. In the homelands, he heard my call from beyond the mist. It guided him to Avalon. I met him during his journey. I gifted him with the sword, the specter of which you now carry within yourself. He is someone very dear to me, someone I lost decades ago, whose soul found a new body in your lands.
Reincarnation? How is that possible?
As you already know, we found a way to gaze upon the homelands. My son was fascinated by humans, fascinated by your impermanence and fragility. When one has to deal with entropy and decay, everything suddenly gains far greater significance, doesn't it? He must have desired to live the life of a human, Perhaps it is one of the most powerful manifestations ever achieved by a Four-Dweller.
Weaver mentioned that Arthur's origins are far more complicated.
Oh, the Weaver. I remember the spark of joy that lit up his pale face when he saw what emerged from the threads of weirdness I gifted him. A living being, brimming with such boundless potential. So vibrant with life. He always had a fondness for my child. He called him the Prince.
Why did you want a child?
In the homelands, I saw a powerful thing that we Four-Dwellers lacked. It was love, one of many emotions I had to learn. We lived in a world where everything was potent and possible. It made us live a life where we were drowning in decadence. I longed for something more. Our emotional structure was much less complicated than yours. You were quite an inspiration.
You brought humans to Avalon. That started a war.
Yes, I am fully aware that my will to bring Arthur to the shores of Avalon brought war and ruin upon my own kin. What would you have me say? There are no proper words for this. I will simply fall silent. Draw your own conclusions.
Well, fine, I will. We met at the corrupted temple of the All-Mother.
Yes, although that was a horribly distorted part of me, living as if it were another life. Now I feel more whole. The emptiness is sharper. The sorrow, far more profound.
I met Kai, Arthur's sister and a prophet.
Ah, yes. Bound to Arthur through kinship. They were close enough that some of my despair reached her as well. A different kind, however. She was able to find and gaze into it. I pity her. The fate that befell her is truly dreadful.
The Weaver. Why did you use him?
One aspect of the potential of the weirdness is that it can serve as a tool. For that, I needed a craftsman. Someone who could sense even the thinnest threads of that potential as part of a greater whole. Every Four-Dweller could manipulate the weirdness to some degree. But not all did so with the finesse of the Weaver. He could harness that potential for something far, far greater, like weaving a new life, for example.
What about your skills?
My skills lay elsewhere. Among them was the ability to peer beyond the horizon of our civilization, to see a different world, a world without the weirdness, a world filled with meaning and purpose, constructed through intricate connections, a single living organism, yet full of individuality at the same time. I feel that sometimes you do not realize just how extraordinary your land truly was.
That's everything I want to know.
Are you sure? If you have anything to ask, ask now. This may be our last meeting before the end of things.
Okay,
I am.
well, that's everything I want to know.
This may.
Because it doesn't. Why is it telling me that I want to go back there? But it's like, okay, well, there's nothing. Yes, I am sure I want to go.
So, it is done. I am glad my heart could host you. I hope you will succeed in reaching the goal you pursue. You leave this place with another shard. Use the memory of my son wisely. Ah, one more thing. That perfect obedience will no longer be your burden. It was never my will, but rather a flawed interpretation by humans, consumed with the madness of the dying. Farewell.
Okay. Whoa. Man, I can't wait to hear this one. Oh no, I don't think he has anything to say. So let's see. I have a stat point. But I also have 3 points in the King's Soul. Killing enemies restores a portion of the King's Soul. That's pretty cool. 4%. Wow. Okay. So I guess I have 3 points. But I think I'll just save them for when I do anything else. So I guess that's it for all of Kunok then. So I guess with that being said, done. We'll finally get into the last area, which is the Forlorn Swords. And yeah, we'll just go cut back to when we're going into the Forlorn Swords. So we'll see you on the next one.